Welcome to yet another FPL video now. As I discussed with UCL Fantasy earlier, I'm very confused as to which transfers I should make, and I was asking you lot during the weekend. I was putting up polls saying, how do I get in the likes of De Bruyne, who, let's face it, whenever I watch City, when they're scoring 5 goals or, 2, 3, 4, it's very hard to watch because the likes of De Bruyne are going to be behind it and they're going to get big scores. And it did affect my rank for at least a while, but then the likes of Son and Kane came up good. And yeah, I have to say, I'm just not sure what to do at the moment because I'm pretty sure 80% of you, or around that figure, were telling me to get rid of both Son and Kane for the likes of Ings and KDB, or maybe Bamford instead of Ings. And yeah, right now I think the sentiment would be completely different because, you're only as good as your last game. And before the Arsenal game, Spurs did blank against Chelsea. And then suddenly, because they both produced double-figure hauls, there you go. Things changed completely. So I will be discussing my team for how it did for Game Week 11 and my thoughts ahead of Game Week 12. I have 2 free transfers and I might even burn a transfer. That's how bad the situation is, or should I say, maybe it's a good thing. I've got headaches, a selection headache. It's a good one to have. But ideally I would want to make a transfer, not burn them out. But sometimes, you know what? Making no transfers is the best thing to do, and we'll discuss that. But I've gone up slightly in rank to 103k, or 105k. Yeah, 105. Jesus, I'm blind. And I've got 696 points. I've still got Kyle Walker-Peters left to play. I've got Kufal coming on from the bench and Basuma, not ideal. And in hindsight, I will say, I probably should have gotten rid of Grealish and gotten in someone like Zaha or KDB for this week. But Grealish was someone I just wanted to keep. I had a lot of value tied into him, and same with all of my midfield and most of my attack. And that's what makes it difficult when you make transfers. And I know a lot of people have been aggressive with all of these, premium players and captaincy options, and that's something I would like to do, but it will be very hard to get in players that I had before if I just get rid of them and then bring them back in because of the sale value and the purchase value. And I will be discussing that all now. But obviously Martinez didn't have a game. I'm having no keeper, so I'm guaranteed to have 10 men. But like I said, 2 people are going to be coming on for me, Kufal and Basuma. Probably expecting 2 or 1 from Basuma. So, but hopefully he does get a goal. That would be very good. And apart from those who actually played, Zuma scored a goal against Leeds. I have to say, I was very happy with that because, the fact that Bamford scored, wasn't expecting any returns from Chelsea, but I was still hoping for maybe one of Zuma or Chilwell to deliver, and Zuma did. He was actually on for 2 bonus points, but because of the 3rd goal that Pulisic scored, they got removed. That was very unfortunate. And Chilwell, he's the only one who has blanked from those who have played, but then again, that's his first blank in the whole season pretty much. So yeah, not too bothered. But maybe double Chelsea defence. Maybe I should try to get a City player in, maybe a Spurs defender, and kind of vary it a bit. They do have some tough fixtures coming up, as I'll be discussing. So it is a tough one. Kyle Walker-Peters hasn't played it yet, as I said. I captained Bruno Fernandes, and although he did salvage it, because he did get benched, which was very strange, he's just so good that even with 45 minutes, he did the business, but very disappointing because I think if he started, he could have been on for a massive haul, bigger than, 6 points or 12 points. And he was actually on for 3 bonus points, but it got changed to 2, which is unfortunate. Then we have Son and Salah, both delivering. And Salah was, someone I did consider for captaincy. And in hindsight, obviously, I should have probably captained him. But, happy to have all of them, to be honest. Grealish, like I said, he's got some double game weeks coming up, but probably from game week 19 onwards. And Villa are very inconsistent, but Grealish is just at the heart of everything. And for his price, I still think he's the best. Then it would be Zaha, although I think Zaha now has 1 more point than him all season, which is, very impressive. But West Brom with 10 men, what would you expect? And when you look at the strikers, Callum Wilson, he's got West Brom next. Hopefully that game doesn't get called off, but who knows? That's why I'm thinking of holding my transfers until the end. And if, let's say, Wilson misses another game, then he probably has to go, which is very unfortunate because he's someone I would like to keep for the next few. But then the fixtures do turn for the worse. But this guy is fixture proof. He plays for a very poor team, but he is the talisman and he's just a quality player overall. Calvert-Lewin delivers yet again, but the fixtures turn for him, unfortunately. But he's played Liverpool, Spurs, and another top team, but I can't remember them, and he scored against all of them. So yeah, I mean, why get rid of this guy? Why? Oh yeah, Man United got the assist. This guy, I think he's fixture proof. He can score all types of goals, and the fact that Digne is out does worry me, and James Rodriguez isn't clicking as much, although he should be getting more returns. He is a bit unlucky. But apart from that, Richarlison has a good connection with Calvert-Lewin, but the rest of the team from Everton is quite poor. And Calvert-Lewin is just a talisman. He's the only guy, in my opinion, worth owning from Everton, as I always say. And yeah, Kane, just like Son, delivered, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And we'll have to wait and see. But it's just giving me more headaches because before the Spurs-Arsenal game, I was set on getting rid of at least one of them and bringing in the likes of KDB, ready for that Game Week 13 fixture against West Brom. But now it just makes things even more difficult. And looking at Game Week 12, this is what I am lining up with at the moment. Salah will be my captain. He's got Fulham away. I would be expecting a return there. And very happy with the midfield. Son can do something, Fernandes and Grealish. Although the fixtures for Grealish and Bruno aren't very good. The likes of Son and Kane obviously have a great fixture. Calvert-Lewin not a great fixture, and he's up against two of my defenders. I could bring in Kufal. Kilman has lost his spot, so he's just second on the bench in case that he actually plays. He could get a clean sheet, but yeah, I mean, the only thing I will say about Kilman is that Wolves did lose 4-0 with this back four that they played. It was Liverpool, but they lost 4-0. They might revert back to a back five, but will it be Saiss? Will it be Kilman? I don't know. Kilman's just a budget player anyway. I don't want to have too much, headaches in terms of the defence. I've already got enough of the midfield and attack. So yeah, I'm not too sure about, upgrading Kilman to Diaz, let's say, although it would increase my squad depth. I would have to lose someone like Kane or Grealish and Son. There's a lot of factors that go behind it, but I will show you all of my, kind of transfer plans and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many things I've considered. I've probably considered every single possibility you can have in an FPL game, but yeah, I'm very happy with some of the fixtures. Wilson at home to West Brom. I know they had 10 men and the red card was very, very strange, to be honest. But yeah, Wilson can do something even against 11-man West Brom. So yeah, Callum Wilson, hopefully he delivers. Hopefully he plays the game. Overall, very happy with the team. Obviously, Martinez, not an ideal fixture. I don't expect a clean sheet there. And double Chelsea defence against Everton away. But if I do bench Zuma or Chilwell, one of them's probably going to return. So it's a very tough situation there. And that's the problem with double Chelsea defence, but they have been very good for me. And all season, to be honest, I mean, they're two of the highest scoring players in the whole league, especially in defence. And same with Reece James, they're top three. So very, very tough to kind of get rid of one of the Chelsea defenders. But I do have my eyes on the likes of Diaz and, a Spurs defender, like I said. They have been very good keeping clean sheets. In terms of the attack and midfield, I mean, I will show you in a few seconds, but I'll quickly discuss captaincy. And yeah, like I said, Salah, Fulham, I think I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Kane will be my vice-captain. He has a decent record against Palace. But yeah, don't want to complicate it too much. I know Wilson could be a good captaincy differential, but I'm just sticking it to plain and simple Salah. And yeah, just hope for the best there. And I don't want to overcomplicate it. But if you want to discuss captaincy further, let me know. But for me, I want to keep things simple this season. Salah has just been so good, and he's facing one of the worst teams in the league, and he's got the best fixture from all of my players. So I think it's only fair that I put it on him and don't kind of, second guess it and maybe put it on Bruno or Son. But they may outperform him. Who knows? I hope not. And in terms of the transfers, let me show you the dilemmas I have, because I've got 2 free transfers, like I said, for the first time this season, and I'm just not sure what to do. And of course, if Wilson's out, it's a different story. I might have to transfer him out. But this was something I was considering. I can't do this anymore, by the way, getting Ings in for Kane and KDB in for Son. I'm priced out of that move now because of KDB's price rise last night. But let's say I get in someone like Bamford in for Kane. I have the option to either get rid of Grealish or Son for KDB. And if I'm being honest, for this game week, where KDB faces Man United, I'm not too keen on that because he may return, but you wouldn't expect double-digit returns. Son is probably more likely to haul than him. We'll see what happens. So it's a tough situation. And then with Grealish, I kept him for this week, and I probably should have got rid of him in hindsight, like I already said before. And now that I've kept him, and I didn't want to lose value in him, I probably should just keep him. But if I can improve my team, I will. And what I will say is that if I get rid of Son instead of Grealish, like I've said before. So let's add in De Bruyne here. I can upgrade Kilman directly to anyone I want pretty much. Obviously, apart from the likes of Robertson, I could get in Diaz, I could get in Reguilon, I can get in Dyer, all of these players. So let's get in Man City players here. Joao Cancelo would be ideal. I know a lot of you have been talking about him again after he started against Fulham, but Walker got rested, and Walker is probably the second most nailed or the third most nailed City defender. And when Walker is there and, there's no rest like that happening, Cancelo has Mendy to compete with as well. So I think Cancelo is far too much of a rotation risk, and I don't want that headache. But maybe what the good thing is that if he does get benched, he won't come on. But I couldn't tell you for sure. I think Diaz is more nailed on, and I could do something like this. I'd still have 0.6 million left over as well. And as you can see, I've got a very good defense, a good midfield, and a good attack. But if I keep Son and I get rid of Grealish instead, I would not be able to, get Diaz in for Kilman, which is obviously a huge upgrade. So yeah, it would be something like this. Where is Kevin De Bruyne? Yeah, in the first page. Yeah, this is what I mean. I know some people as well have been talking about Sterling. Let's be real. I mean, he's also another rotation risk. And I think, in my opinion, in City attack, it's De Bruyne or nothing. That's how I see it. He's at the heart of everything, just like Grealish. But as you can see here, I'd have 0.3 million left over after the price rises by getting Bamford and De Bruyne in for Grealish and Kane. But let me know, what do you think? Should I stick with what I have? Should I get in De Bruyne and Bamford in for Grealish and Kane? Or should it be for Son and Kane and keep Grealish? Let me know what you think. And I may just end up eating the transfer. And then for next week, should I say game week 13, when De Bruyne has West Brom at home and I could captain him, I could bring him in for the likes of Salah, for Son, Grealish, and Kane. And get in the likes of Bamford as well. And then I could revert back. But like I said, the price changes, the differences in purchasing and selling price makes it so difficult to just chop and change whenever you want, depending on the fixture. I have so much value tied in most of these players, so it's a very tough situation. You can't have everyone. That's the moral of the story, unfortunately. Otherwise, this would be too easy. But yeah, let me know what you think. And like I said, my budget is 104.2 million, so bear that in mind. And if I just look at my team objectively and, I don't think about players I want in like Kevin De Bruyne, the obvious weakness would be Kilman, but he is a budget fifth defender and I can't upgrade him to someone else who plays and who I would like because I have 0.1 million in the bank. He's 4.1 million for me anyway because I got him in when he was 4 million. So yeah, it's not like I can upgrade him to Dallas or anyone else around 4.5, 4.6 million. So it's a tough situation there. But then again, I don't want too many defensive rotation headaches. I already have that with the Chelsea double up. So yeah, I might just have to sit this one out, make no transfers. It is the sign of a good team, the fact that I'm not even sure which transfers to make, even with two available. It shows how good the Spurs duo have been this season. Bruno Fernandes, Salah, I don't want to get rid of them. Even Grealish, I'm reluctant to sell. But if I do, it would also mean getting rid of Kane. So there you can see my dilemmas. And let me know if you have any down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new and smash the like button. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Smashing the like button, commenting, everything, engaging in the live chat, stuff like that. It all helps the channel. So I really appreciate if you do that. And onwards to Game Week 12. I wish you all the best, just like with UCL Fantasy Game Week 6. And hopefully more green arrows, more positivity, and more things to learn from. And we all improve as FPL managers. But until next time.